get real advice. And I got great people on our team to help us do that, starting with David Reyes, who's a good friend of mine. David Reyes hosts his own radio show on KFNB 760 AM on Sunday mornings. You can tune into him there. It's an honor to have him on this show for the very first time. David, welcome to the American Dream. Thank you for joining us here.
Thanks for having me, Craig.
So needless to say, it's a pretty confusing marketplace. We just saw the report from CNBC. It showed good things happening on one side of the equation, bad things on the other side of the equation. If I'm a viewer just watching that, I really don't know what to think of it. So I think the best thing we can do is address the fact that, well, the market did hit an all-time high. So if you could speak to that first and foremost.
Well, yeah, I mean, the question becomes, Craig, are we in bubble territory? Is the market overvalued? And that's the question I get every day from clients. And I can tell you, we've only had 2 times in the last 80 years that we've had markets extend past the current week's level of time. And then a third time in the last 100 years, which was the Roaring 20s, which had almost a 90% drop. And the last 2 were over 50% drop. So we can all remember the 2008 debacle and the tech wreck. So, right now is not a time to be real aggressive. It's a time to reevaluate. And, we've got, as you mentioned, tapering going on. We're now down to $45 billion worth of bond buying. We have some esoteric issues going on. We have some things that I've talked to you about personally, Craig, which is midterm election cycle, something that a lot of people really don't know about. But when you're in a midterm election cycle like we're in right now, you have an average drawdown historically over the last 100 years of 17%. Drawdown mean loss.
So I think that's interesting. You actually see that political season can alter the marketplace.
Oh, for sure.
The first point you made, Janet Yellen, she's independent to either political party.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I always say when politicians are talking, markets are dropping. So it's another reason to be a little apolitical. So, the best thing to do, the best advice I can give, it's kind of like the fires we've had this week. You got to worry about catastrophic loss first. It's like worrying about your drapery and your carpet before you have homeowners insurance. Yeah. Let's make sure that we have some risk management and we have reevaluate your risk right now and make sure you can handle it and you have some protection against downside. If you've already kind of what I call won the game, you're retired or close to retirement, it's not a time to get real aggressive. It's a time to reevaluate.
You mentioned that on our radio show recently that the best offense can be a great defense, which I understand what that means, but could you just break that down in a way that our audience can understand?
Yeah, it's like, remember the '85 Bears, for all you football fans out there that won the Super Bowl. They couldn't score a touchdown on offense to save their life, but I think they averaged around 30 points a game. The greatest offense is a great defense. You only need, Craig, about 30% of the upside of the market. If you protected against downside losses and had no losses, you actually beat the stock market. So what happens, I find, is clients focus too much on trying to eke out every inch of gain and don't focus enough on risk management. So that is having a great defense. So at our firm, we want to make sure that we protect first and grow second.
Great opportunity for anyone tuned in here today to get a second opinion on your financial plan. Even if you got a financial advisor, even if you think you got a great grip on this, David is a wealth of knowledge, no pun intended. You can visit him at reyesplan.com. You can see it there on your screen right now, reyesplan.com. Connect with him. Great friend of the show. Glad to have you on here, David. We're going to have you on every week giving us the Reyes Report. And I also want to encourage our viewers here today to tune into your radio show, which is going to be tomorrow, 760 KFNB, where you talk a lot about this stuff. What time are you on tomorrow?
10 a.m.
Catch him at 10 a.m. Awesome, David. Thank you very much for coming to the show here today.
That's